Hi guys, I am aware that my hair is a complete wreck still. I'll definitely be getting it sorted out soon. For now it's just going to be a bit of a floppy mess. So I thought I'd make a little video because something that a few people that are new to camming that I've spoken to have asked is how they can protect their identity while they're doing this kind of job. It's not always as simple as you think. There's a lot of ways to kind of give up where you are, who you are, and allow customers access to find out who you are. I've had it happen before when I was new to it. I learned the hard way, so I've got some awesome tips for if you want to be a cam girl and you want to keep your identity safe. There's some obvious ways that you can limit the amount that people know about you. That is by using a performer name. You can make up a random name. My one right now is Massakitten. I've changed it a few times, but I'm pretty happy with Massakitten right now. Make up a fake age. I put my age plus or minus a year, so I guess that's giving up a bit of info, but change your age, give yourself a new date of birth, give yourself a new location. How you can try and make sure that people believe all of these things is make them realistic. Make sure that you're not just pulling numbers and stuff out of thin air. Make sure you get used to your new name and make sure that you don't slip up at any point. When you're thinking of a performer name, I'd say make sure that you don't use pets' names, your names, any nicknames you have, names of friends. Don't take any inspiration from your real life. Take inspiration from songs, books, things like that. Don't make it too central to you. Don't try and think it through properly, like too much. I took my name Hayley, which is like my performer name basically. I took that from Eminem's daughter is called Hayley and it's spelt that way, so that's where I got my name from. On a lot of cam sites you'll find that you can geographically restrict where you are. You can also put a location. As I said before, put a location that's different to where you are. You can geo-block on MyFreeCams, ManyVids, StreamMate, and probably a lot of other sites, but if you want to have a nice safe setup, I'd recommend camming on MyFreeCams and selling your content on ManyVids, because those two have really good geographic blocking systems. Make sure that you're not talking about too many personal things, locations near you, events happening in your city. For example, I have no qualms saying that I'm from Brighton, but if I was to be in Brighton and start talking about gay pride, that would be kind of contradictory to trying to say that I'm in London, stuff like that. So make sure that you're never talking about events that are happening around you, where you are. On the topic of saying that you're in a different location as well, I highly recommend using a VPN. Now, if a client sends you a link, sometimes it's necessary to click on it, but you don't want to give up what your IP address is, because that can just sometimes say too close a location to where you are. Sometimes it comes up wrong, whatever. I know that my IP doesn't ping to exactly where I am, but still, some people's might. So I recommend you use a VPN system. I use a great one called NordVPN, which I'll link in the description bar, but it's like $99 for 3 years, so it's well worth investing in a VPN so that you can interact properly with your clients and not have to constantly worry about if they're going to get your IP. On to the topic of wish lists. If you want to be 100% secure, do not use an Amazon wish list. I recommend using delivery code, although my experience personally with delivery code is I haven't received the item that a customer bought from my wish list. So I'm in a bit of a catch-22. Everyone says delivery code's fine. Personally, I've not received my stuff from them, even though all of my addresses are perfect. But what I do with my Amazon wish list is I have a friend's address sort of that I have my stuff sent to, and then I have it forwarded from there. So if any third party on Amazon was to give the customer my actual address, it wouldn't be my real address. That is a system that I've always found has worked for me. but be very cautious about using Amazon. I swear by it, but that's because I have a system in place that can keep me safe. I'm actually running out of battery really quickly. This is a disaster. So the other two things that I would say, summarising quickly, don't share photos between your public, like your personal and your work social media. I quite well maintain a internet personality for legitimate stuff on YouTube and stuff, and then I have this personality that I managed to keep entirely separate, mainly because I'm just keeping them separate for now. I might merge them at some point, but it is possible as long as you do not relate the two lives to each other at all. Keep them very separate. No photo sharing or anything between the two. No photos, location, anything. Keep it very different. Two different personalities. The last thing that I'm going to talk about before my battery dies is you need to create an excuse for the money. You don't want to be lying. You can say that you are doing social media, you are doing independent films, you're doing Twitch. You can say something that's not lying. It's better not to lie, because otherwise you'll just get caught up in an entire lie. Personally, I find it's easier to just be 100% honest with people, but you need an excuse for the fact that you're going to have money, because if you're going from unemployed with no money, for example, to lazing about all day and being blissful with a brand new flat and a brand new car, it's going to look a bit questionable, and people are going to start to assume that you're doing worse things than getting your tits out on the internet. That's all I've got time for before my battery dies, so I'm going to go really quickly. Subscribe if you want to see more of me, and let me know if there's any videos you want to see. I'm happy to help out any new cam girls and everything, so bye.